Before spending hundreds or thousands on a project management certification like PMP, ACP, or Prince2, a lot of people ask the same question. Is it really worth it? What kind of job can I land with it, and how much salary can I expect to earn? In this video, we'll look at 6 career opportunities that open up after getting certified. If you find this helpful, please don't forget to subscribe for more career-focused project management insights. Now let's get into it. We'll start with entry-level and early career roles, which are anywhere between 0 to 3 years of experience. First up, project coordinator. As a project coordinator, you will support in project planning, scheduling, and reporting, as well as tracking budgets and timelines while communicating updates to stakeholders. The average salary can range anywhere from around $40,000 to $70,000 depending on your experience and the role and industry you're in. You will mainly need skills in structuring and organizing, as well as communicating and time management. The pros of this kind of role is that you get an excellent introduction to project management and exposure to working in cross-functional teams. The cons to this role are that it's more administrative work and you have less autonomy, while your growth largely depends on your mentorship and the organization size. In terms of market demand, at the moment it's rather medium to low, because with AI coming into place, a lot of these administrative works will be automated in the near future. Industries higher in demand are typically IT, construction, finance, and tech. If you're in the early stage of your career and you're considering going into project coordinator role, then the certifications that would be suitable here would be the CAPM or the Prince2 Foundation, which are both more introductory courses to project management in general and don't require any prior working experience. Second up is business analyst. Here, a large part of your work will be to gather business requirements and analyze the data to then translate those requirements into technical solutions. You will also be responsible for documentation, validation, and testing, but also you will be assisting in project delivery, budgeting, timeline, and so on. On average, the salary can range from $46,000 to $90,000, again, largely depending on your experience, the role, and the actual industry you're in. The skills you'll need for that kind of role largely involve being able to understand the business requirements and then being able to clearly and simply communicate them. So for the largest part, this will require you to think analytically and be able to use tools like Excel, SQL, Jira, Confluence, and so on. Also, you should have a basic understanding of Agile and Scrum, as it is demanded in a lot of industries nowadays. The pros to that kind of role is that you get exposed to both the business and the tech side while you build analytical and communicational skills. It's a great entry point into project management, but also into consulting, and really transferable between different industries. On the contrary, it can be quite documentation heavy, and you're typically not involved that much in decision making yet. The market demand is medium to high because there's a strong need for professionals who can translate business requirements into technical needs. Key industries will be tech, banking, finance and insurance, but also healthcare and retail. For someone with little to no experience wanting to go into a business analyst role, if you're thinking about getting a certification, I would again recommend the CAPM or the Prince2 Foundation, simply because there are several business analyst certifications out there that require you to have at least 3 years of experience, which is not suitable for an entry-level role. CAPM and Prince2 Foundation, on the other hand, again, they give you great foundation and great basics on project management and will still help you in your business analyst role. Let's move on to mid-level roles, which require anywhere from 3 to 7 years of experience roughly. The third career opportunity we're going to look at will be the project manager, both technical and non-technical. Main tasks include planning, executing, and delivering projects on time, scope, and budget. In this kind of role, you will need to manage teams, stakeholders, and risks. You will also oversee reporting and project governance, typically using agile, traditional, or hybrid methodologies. The salary range on average with at least 3 years of experience for technical project management roles can range from $70,000 to $140,000 per year, where the non-technical roles are typically ranging from around $60,000 to $130,000. In this kind of role, again, it will be crucial to be a good communicator and stakeholder manager, but also you need to be able to prioritize, make decisions, and handle conflicts, for example, within your team. The pros of this job are that you have a high visibility as the project lead, and you can also have actual business impact, while you can slowly start building your leadership and strategic thinking skills. On the contrary, as I've experienced myself, it can cause a lot of stress. You might have to work overtime, and you are the one who's responsible for any kind of delay or project overrun. The demand for this kind of role remains very high because globally there's a shortage of especially experienced project managers who can deliver projects on time, on budget, on scope, who can just take on this kind of responsibility and have the experience to follow through on it. Because simply put, any kind of organization has some sort of project running. Here again, key industries will be tech, construction, and finance. Certifications that I would recommend getting at this point of your career will include ACP, the PMP, and also the Prince 2 practitioner. All of these certifications require at least a couple of years of work experience and can actually help you get to the next stage. Personally, I've only recently done the PMI ACP certification. I'll link the video up there, with roughly 5 years of project management experience. It's definitely helped me to improve my project delivery in terms of soft skills, and whether it will advance your career. Again, it will also depend on the market that you're in and how high certifications are actually valued in that market. Let's get to the fourth role, product managers or product owners. Main tasks here include defining a product roadmap, vision, and strategy while gathering customer feedback to actually be able to prioritize features and tasks within the backlog. In this kind of role, you'll work cross-functionally with colleagues from design, marketing, and engineering. The salary on average typically ranges from 80 to 160,000 US dollars, depending on your role, industry, and experience. For this kind of role, you need to get good at market analysis and data analysis, but also you need to be good at storytelling because you want to convey your product roadmap and your product vision to key stakeholders. As these kind of roles are typically in cross-functional teams, you will need to have at least a basic understanding of agile methodologies. The pros of this kind of role is that you have both strategic and creative thinking combined with high influence and the opportunity to have a direct impact on the business success. On the contrary, in these roles, you typically have high pressure, and also you have to manage conflicting priorities from different teams and stakeholders. The market demand for product owners and product managers is really high, especially among digital and product-driven companies who are looking for professionals who can own a product vision, who can then prioritize features and also measure success to really have an impact. Key industries include tech, software as a service, mobile apps, any kind of digital product, but also definitely banking and finance. I myself worked at a bank before where product owners were the core of each team, with all of the products being based around them and with high influence and high strategic impact built on those product owners. Certifications I would recommend here again would be the PMI ACP, the PMI PMP, or also the product owner from the Scrum organization. Now let's get to the senior level roles, so anywhere with experience from 7 years and up. The fifth on our list is the program manager. The main tasks of a program manager include overseeing multiple related projects under one strategic program and aligning those projects with the business goals and return on investment. In this role, you don't only manage one team, but you manage several project leaders from different teams. Salary ranges typically from 120,000 US dollars per year to 180,000. Skills needed for that kind of role typically include more advanced soft skills. So you'll need leadership skills, you'll need to be able to manage stakeholders and conflict and communicate effectively, but you also should have a basic understanding of change management and transformation. Pros to that kind of role is that you have strategic influence and a broad visibility within the organization. On the other hand, you're managing very complex programs which can put you under a lot of pressure, while also it can actually get you involved in a lot of conflicts and a lot of political conflicts within the organization. As for demand in the market for these types of roles, we're more in the medium range here because, of course, the higher we go up the chain, the fewer positions that will be available. Nevertheless, especially large enterprises definitely need these kinds of program managers to have the program level oversight. As with a lot of the other roles, key industries here will be tech, finance, telecommunications, manufacturing, but also the public sector, having a lot of projects running on large national scales. A certification that would be suitable for that kind of role is the Program Management Professional Certification. And last but not least, if you've made it all the way, you can actually become a project director or head of PMO or VP, whatever the name might be. Main tasks here, amongst others, will include that you define and oversee general project and program management standards across the entire organization. You will need to be able to align project portfolios with the overall business strategy and financial goals. In addition, in such an executive role, you will definitely have leadership responsibility. So you are going to lead and mentor project managers, program managers, and PMO staff in general. Salary can range from $160,000 to $250,000 US and above and below, obviously, depending on experience, the role, the industry, the country you're in. In this kind of role, you need to have executive leadership skills. You need to be able to convince and influence stakeholders across different hierarchies, and you need to have an advanced understanding of organizational change management and transformation processes. The baseline will be very strong analytical, communication, and negotiating skills. What speaks for wanting to get to that part of your career is that you will have really high strategic visibility and influence on executive level across the organization. It is obviously a very attractive salary and it gives you that kind of leadership prestige. On a more fundamental level, you will actually have the opportunity to help shape the culture of an organization. On the contrary, you have very high accountability for meeting business goals and return on investment. You will have a lot of meetings, a lot of executive and board level pressure on you, and you will have to deal with complex politics and competing priorities across departments. The demand for these kinds of roles is medium to high. Medium because there's few positions, but high in a sense that there's a lot of organizations that are really looking for someone to oversee and someone to take accountability of all the projects and programs running in their organization. Now, this will not come as a surprise. The key industries for that kind of role, just like in the general project management sphere, will include tech and finance, but also government, the public sector, and consulting. Certifications that are suitable for that kind of role and that kind of seniority level would be the portfolio management certification, or you should maybe look into actually getting an MBA. Now, some general advice at the end. Certifications will definitely be more valuable towards the beginning and the mid of your PM career to add credibility to your CV, but to also actually learn some skills and basic methodologies. Towards the more senior roles, you'll definitely be hired for your experience and not for the certifications you have gathered. In general, certifications mostly come into play when you're looking to change jobs, when you're looking to apply for a new PM role somewhere, because HR recruiters, they will use these certifications as keywords. And even if you have so much experience in that field, if you don't have that type of keyword in your LinkedIn profile, for example, you will automatically be blocked out of that search. So that might be good to keep in mind. I hope this was helpful and could give you some direction as to what certifications to get and what your career pathway could look like. If you want more personalized advice on your specific situation, you can book a free one-on-one call with me through the link in the description, and I'll see you here soon.